Now in this little box is a very famous man. And he's a little man produced by Playmobil. Now can you think of who he might be? Now Playmobil is a worldwide toy maker. And toys of this Playmobil are very popular. But would you believe this is not a Star Wars figure, nor is it Gandalf from The Hobbit, nor is it Jack Sparrow, that famous pirate. But he's someone very unusual for a toy. Now a news report in 2015 said that astronomical sales of a tiny figurine of the Protestant Reformation have confounded its maker. And Playmobil has discovered that it is the fastest selling Playmobil figure of all time. It was wildly reported in the press that the first edition of 34,000 of these figures sold out in less than 72 hours. And this was when it was launched in February 2015. The company urgently requested its factory to produce more of them because there was such a demand. Now I was so impressed by the story of the sales of the little figure that we tracked one down on eBay. And here he is, our very own Reformation figure. And it is Martin Luther. And Martin Luther comes, here he is, I'm hoping you can see him, and he comes with his own little Bible, little tiny Bible, I'm not sure if it'll stand, but we'll put him there, and also his famous hat, which I can see if I can put it round the correct way. There he is with his famous hat on, and of course his quill, which we'll just get it here. Oops. Yes, and there he is, all set to go. As you can see, he has his little quill pen because this is what he used to translate the Bible into German. So there he is, Martin Luther. Now there's also a little leaflet featuring his portrait and a map of places in Germany associated with Luther. Now the journal Newsweek observed the plastic toy complete with a quill, German language Bible and a cheery grin. Well, I'm not so sure about the cheery grin. He looks more as if he's rather cross. However, he was produced for the German and Nuremberg tourist boards and the Evangelical Lutheran Church in Bavaria. And this was because Germany was gearing up to celebrate the 500th anniversary of the Protestant Reformation, which took place in the year 2017. Now it's very curious that a toy of an historical figure taken from religious history should prove to be so popular. The 500th anniversary of the Reformation, in this case, being dated from Luther's nailing of his 95 theses to the door of the cathedral in Wittenberg on the 31st of October 1517, is indeed an important event. And it looks like it's catching people's imagination, especially in Germany. A lot of the sites particularly associated with Luther are in Eastern Germany, and consequently have not been over-visited. Writing in the Times in August 2017, Mark Greaves said, as a result of the lack of modernisation and development during the communist years, folksy towns with their beautiful old architecture have been left untouched, so we can all enjoy them. Now, quite probably, this anniversary is the biggest event of all that could be connected with a Reformation person or event. A few years ago, in 2009, the 500th anniversary of the birth of John Calvin was celebrated. But there were no John Calvin toys so far as I know. He didn't make it to the Playmobil assembly room. Although one Presbyterian church did have a free download of a John Calvin mask, which was just about the scariest thing you've ever seen, and possibly more appropriate for Halloween. But the most important thing that Martin Luther did was to translate the Bible from Latin into German for the very first time. And this was soon followed in other countries, where people translated the Bible into their own languages, such as English. A truly revolutionary act. Now, some people think that is an interest in history that is making the sales of the toy Martin Luther so popular. Martin Luther also was important because he had strong ideas about education. He believed that everyone, girls as well as boys, had the right to education. And in those days, before his own time, girls often didn't have schools. But Martin Luther founded schools for girls and said girls had the same right to education as boys. So he really was quite something special. He also had some very modern and very important ideas, and these are good reasons to remember him. Now, Martin Luther seems to be only on general sale in Germany, although one could imagine he would sell very well in the United States. It's really hard to imagine a similar figure being produced over here, and one wonders what would be its equivalent. In Scotland, I think John Knox would be the main contender. Who would it be in England? John Wycliffe? John Wesley? Who knows? And maybe here in Ireland, would it be Henry Montgomery or Henry Cook? I don't think any of us will truly know. Maybe we should leave it to the producers of Playmobil figures. Maybe one day they will decide to do a whole batch of people associated with religion, not just Martin Luther. Now, one of the many things that Martin Luther did was to write hymns, not only the words, but composing the music. And here is a short piece of one of them.